Not every hero rides alone. Some heroes have sidekicks with whiskers, sharp claws, and an uncanny talent for stealing the spotlight. Meet Medivh and Smoke, two cats who live in the open road as full-time trekking companions to their human dad. Together, this unlikely trio proves that life on the road can be a lot more entertaining when you add a little purr. They started as a duo, before becoming a trio. Medivh came first, back in 2019. His human found him meowing outside an apartment in Idaho, hungry, scrappy, and determined to follow him right to the front door.
This little purr machine just walked in the door right after me.
A trip to PetSmart later, Medivh was fully outfitted with food, litter, and toys, and his human realized something unusual. This cat wasn't afraid of the car at all. In fact, he loved it. Curious, alert, and totally calm, Medivh seemed to be built for the road.
I think he might be my long-awaited trucker kitty.
And what started as a skeptical experiment turned into a lifelong partnership. Medivh wasted no time proving he was no ordinary cat. For him, the truck quickly became more than a vehicle. It became his kingdom. To him, this was better than any house. So much so that when the truck would park at home for a while, Medivh would cry, desperate to get back on the road where he truly belonged.
Oh my gosh, you goober cats. How are you gonna get down? I told you it was a bad idea, dude. I told you right from the start. Don't blame me for this.
He also developed quite the reputation as the truck's public relations officer. Whenever they pulled into a shipping yard, Medivh would perch by the window, greeting workers with the smug confidence of a celebrity waiting to be adored. And adored he was. Head scratches and compliments were practically guaranteed. Sometimes he'd hop onto his human's shoulder and strut into restaurants and shops like he owned the places. Medivh was a natural-born adventurer, unbothered by crowds, noises, or new surroundings. He was fearless, and fearless never meant obedient. Medivh is, in many ways, a cat with his own rulebook. If something feels forced, he rebels immediately. He has to decide on his own terms, always. And as his human quickly learned, he is far too smart for his own good. One of his favorite tricks? Marching right up to automatic doors. With a single step, they'd slide open as if welcoming him personally, much to the shock of anyone watching, especially in places where pets weren't exactly expected to waltz in. Clever, mischievous, and endlessly confident, Medivh earned the title of Evil Genghis Cat. Then, 2 years ago, this funny guy joined the crew. During a rest stop in Iowa, Medivh and his dad went for a walk when something in the distance caught their eye, a tiny gray blur. Zooming in with his phone, his human realized it was a kitty. After asking around and posting on local pages, he discovered that the little one had been hanging around a nearby golf course for weeks. Winter was coming, and while kind people had been feeding him, his future looked uncertain. Already neutered but without a microchip, Smoke was a mystery. Maybe he had once belonged to someone. Maybe he was left behind. Either way, fate had stepped in. That little gray blur had just found his new family. Introducing Smoke to life on the truck was an adventure of its own. At just 8 months old, he was goofy, playful, and full of love, but very different from his sharp-witted brother. While Medivh marched through life with confidence, Smoke preferred rolling in the dirt, tangling his harness, and then looking up with wide-eyed innocence of a cat who clearly had no idea how ridiculous he looked. Their dad had worried. Medivh was so independent. Could he possibly accept another cat into his space? But to everyone's relief, Medivh adjusted quickly. After a few days of suspicious hisses, the black cat started bumping into his new brother without fuss, and before long, even playing with him. Smoke had been officially welcomed into the trucking crew. Walking them both, however, was another story. Medivh demanded daily outdoor strolls, rain, shine, or even freezing cold. At 2 degrees, with his humans shivering in multiple layers, Medivh would strut proudly through the snow, as if daring the world to stop him. Smoke, on the other hand, was less committed. Bad weather, loud noises, passing cars, or anything resembling city life sent him running straight back to safety. But quiet places in sunny mountains and fields? That was more his style. Unlike his fearless brother, Smoke was perfectly fine being an indoor-first adventure cat. Together, though, they balance each other out. Medivh, the bold genius, blazing trails wherever they go. Smoke, the goofy little brother, reminding everyone that not every moment needs to be so serious. Their personalities may be night and day, but the bond they share, with each other and with their human, makes life on the road something extraordinary.
Oh, how skinny do you think I am, dudes?
This way, Smokey.
For their dad, the truck is no longer just a workplace. With Medivh and Smoke, it has become a home, a moving family filled with laughter, chaos, and plenty of fur. Whether it's watching Medivh outsmart automatic doors or laughing at Smoke's dirt-covered harness roll, every day brings a story worth remembering. And in the end, that's just the beauty of their journey. It's not just about miles traveled or places visited. It's about 2 cats who found a second chance, and a human who found joy, companionship, and a family in the most unexpected places. Life on the road may be tough, but with Medivh and Smoke, it's always an adventure.